I'm Sam Biondo. We are at the MAPEI stand. We're at Total Solutions Plus, and we're in Savannah,
Georgia.
Yes. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you? It's good to see you again.
Now, the last time we talked, you were doing training.
Yes.
You had your mic on, and you were demonstrating. You missed that.
I do miss that. This venue didn't really, doesn't have the size and the dynamic for that. And this, besides, most of these people already know what I'm trying to tell them. Yeah. So this group right here, what we just want to do here is we want to show and talk about some of the new and upcoming products that we have out there. Really exciting stuff.
Tell us about what's new and hot.
So the new hot product right now is Ultralite S2 mortar. There's a great example of it right down there. But what it is, it's a single component mortar that meets the S2 rating in the ISO format. It's really high, lots of flexibility. The purpose of the product was it was designed exclusively with that new large format thin tile in mind. Now, of course, it can be used with other tiles. It's smooth and creamy. It wets out or flows out almost kind of like a self-leveler does, but then it dries and has flexibility and supports the back and the bottom of that tiles, especially on floors. That's really important on walls. It also has thixotropic properties. So when I spread it, it doesn't sag down. It lets the panel stick to the wall. And when I place the panel, wherever I place it, it stays.
Now, getting people to use the newest and the latest, I imagine that's an uphill battle.
It's always an uphill battle. First off, most of the industry are men. They don't like change. And then the other thing is, my gosh, isn't there enough mortars out there? Why a new one? But you got to stop for a second and take a look around and see all the new tiles. All of that technology is constantly a challenge for us to make sure that that bond interface between the substrate, whether it be the floor and the wall, and the back of that tile, based on the size, that's always a big challenge in our business. And we're always having to tweak the products to make them just a little bit better.
I've been to several training sessions over the years, and it seems like every one I go to, the leader will say, how many of you are familiar with the tile handbook? And if you wait maybe 30 seconds, which seems like an awfully long time, maybe one hand will go up, and that's probably because the guys
read the handbook, aren't at the trainings. They don't necessarily feel that need to be there. I do appreciate the fact that the people are there or maybe willing to listen, and the fact that they're honest enough that they don't look at the handbook. I'm still shocked at how many people, when I mention a handbook, didn't even know there was a handbook. As an industry as a whole, we have to figure out how to get that information out there better. I heard something interesting today, and I'm going to go back to my company and propose it, would be about training, going to high schools and just talking to those kids on career day about, hey, you don't have to go to college. Get trained. You can come in here. You can get into the flooring business. You can make a great living, work with fantastic people, and there's a lot of self-fulfillment in taking an ugly floor and making it look beautiful.
I had somebody from the Georgia State School Board on just a couple of weeks ago, and they go into high schools and do exactly what you said. Let them know the jobs that are available out there. That's the time to do it.
Right. That is the time to do it while they're young. Plant that seed, and then let it be their idea. Don't get somebody who maybe from a financial situation got trapped into that position. This isn't the job they wanted. Let it marinate, let it sink in, let them start paying attention. Hey, I could do that. That's a really good looking floor, and I could be the one that does that and makes that happen. I could make a great living. I have lots of friends that live a very good life from this business.
Well, I think that at least going back in the dark ages when I was in school, I wasn't aware of that many jobs that were available out there. You only know what you see, and to somebody come in and educate you, at least widens your scope.
Right, it opens up those options that are available to you. I have two sons. One of them I knew was going to go to college when he was 5 years old. And my youngest son, I've offered to send him to college multiple times. He doesn't want to do it. He's a musician. He's like, Dad, I'll just waste your money. It's not for everybody. And the sooner we realize that and the kids realize that, let's give them some other options out there to help build a business. And out of those, some rock stars are going to rise to the top, and maybe not so good installers will be there. But at least we got to make that happen.
Now, there's lots of new tile out there, lots of new, much different from the old days. I have to imagine a lot of that is being installed improperly.
Yeah, maybe improperly is a strong word, but maybe there's better methods or better ways of doing that. And again, and that's part of the manufacturer's responsibility is to go ahead and introduce. That's why we do those trade shows and I do those trainings. You're looking at this type of tile. This is a great product to install it with. Here's why. And that's one of our key functions is to constantly monitor the new tiles that are coming out there. And they're beautiful and they're big and dynamic and it just makes for a beautiful look. But we have to constantly upgrade the products to bond to the backs of those and make sure that they work.
Now, are you out training people day in and day out?
I was just talking to my boss and told him I was just in Las Vegas for 3 days giving a training class. And then from there, I went to Phoenix, Arizona and did another 2-day training class there. So this time of year, I'm pretty much booked all the way through December. And from October to April, May is pretty much training season.
Now, these are what, distributors that do that?
Sometimes they're distributors. For instance, last week, one of the groups was the Flooring Inspectors Guild, and I gave a lecture for 4 hours at the Flooring Inspectors Guild. And then the next group were distributors and installers that I taught. So it's a diverse group. You don't tweak. I learned to not tweak it too much differently. I just present some maybe higher grade information for people that already understand the fundamentals.
But at least the people that show up where you are, even if they don't want to be there on the front end, they probably do after you talk a little.
Yeah, you have to try and make it exciting. I try to make it fun. I try to keep it light. I try not to overthink it. At the end of the day, it is just mortar, but it's just mortar holding down what is one of the most important things to a customer, her floor, his floor. People spend and save a lot of money up to go ahead and buy this beautiful floor, and they don't want to see a failure. They don't want to hear that. And so it's our obligation to make sure, A, we put it in the best way possible, and we manufacture the best product possible to do that.
Sam, I appreciate you talking with us. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Sam Biondi, we're in the MAPEI stand, and this is Talk Floor TV.